He went on a violent rampage and shot a woman passenger twice. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Renae Skinner. Law enforcement officers spent the day searching for the man who they say tried to gun down a woman, leaving her critically injured. Police are looking for Adrian Leon Golden of Pontotoc County. Investigators say earlier this morning, Golden and a woman passenger were driving on Highway 32 near Joe's Market. That's when Golden allegedly shot the woman in the front seat. The woman jumped out, the car crashed, and police say Golden got out and shot the woman a second time. Golden is an African-American male. He was last seen wearing black shorts, a gray shirt, and a red hoodie. If you've seen Golden, call police. The victim underwent surgery this evening. A fiery crash involving a motorcycle late Wednesday night in South Haven leaves 2 dead, including a Tupelo native. The crash happened around 11 p.m. on Church Road west of Interstate 55. According to police, the motorcycle and a van collided near the entrance of an apartment complex. The motorcycle caught fire and both people on it were killed. Tupelo native 25-year-old John McMullen was one of those killed. The cause of the crash is under investigation. Well, in Lee County, a young woman's body is still unaccounted for after an SUV was discovered in Town Creek. 24-year-old Amber Smith is the only victim who hasn't been found after that tragic car accident this past weekend. A 5 to 6 mile search began early this morning. WCBI's Jory Talley has the latest.
A road trip that started in Illinois with plans to end up in Florida took a deadly turn in Mississippi. The older model Tahoe was thrown in between 2 bridges, and Lee County Sheriff Jim Johnson says the depth from the bridge to the water was like hitting concrete.
You could actually see on the railing of the bridge where the vehicle slid along the railing for quite some time, teetering which way it was going to go, back on the road or go over the bridge. But, with the force and the speed variable and the weight factor, the centrifugal force took it over.
Once they identified 30-year-old Sean Haygood, 25-year-old Heather Urin, and 29-year-old Terrence Wedge Jr., their investigations led them to a 4th passenger.
They found this identification in the vehicle of this 4th person. When we contacted the police department and ran the information, it showed that they had been reported missing. And according to family members and people that knew them, they were all in the car together at 10 or 10:30 on Friday morning, leaving on this trip.
From their starting point, takes about 9 to 11 hours to get to where they crashed, leaving the sheriff to believe it happened between midnight and 6 a.m. on Saturday. Johnson says they're hoping the black box recovered from the SUV will give them the information they're looking for.
If we can get the exact time that they went over the bridge, calculate that with when we had the rain that would have raised the water, then we may can come up with some definite answer of the body should float at this particular point in the search or whatever. So, all this is critical whenever you're dealing with the unknown.
The terrain where they're searching is another challenge.
Do an overland search, you're searching in the water, searching the banks, so just the vegetation on the side of the banks, they're going along in water just ankle deep, and next thing you know it's 5 or 10 foot deep, so they're paddling. Next minute they're trying to push the boat along in some real shallow water. It's just the challenge of the actual terrain itself.
That was our Jory Talley bringing us that report. Johnson made it clear that he believes they will find Smith's body. The Tupelo Fire Department and Rescue Team, the Lee County Sheriff's Department, Mississippi Wildlife and Fisheries, along with other agencies, are helping out with the search. Well, one of the 3 men who escaped from the Prentiss County Jail has been recaptured just across the state line near Cherokee, Alabama. 53-year-old Mark Lindsay of Boonville was captured shortly before 2 p.m. David Glasgow of Ashland and John Michael Brown of Rienzi are still on the run, but law enforcement officials believe they are closing in on them. Authorities located the stolen truck that they believe the men were traveling in. They are using helicopters, dogs, and personnel on foot. Authorities remind the public the men are considered dangerous. If you encounter the escapees, call 911. Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant and others are saluting a sheriff's deputy who was among the 8 people killed in a series of shootings Saturday and Sunday. Hundreds of police officers and others gathered today for the funeral of Lincoln County Sheriff's Deputy William Durr. Investigators say Durr was shot and killed by Willie Corey Godbolt after being called to a dispute over Godbolt's children. Investigators say Godbolt killed Durr and 3 in-laws, then killed 4 people at 2 additional homes. Funerals for the other 7 are scheduled in the coming days. Godbolt is jailed without bail. It is time to get the latest on our forecast for the evening. Here's meteorologist Jacob Dickey to fill us in. Jacob?
Hey Renee, we are looking at just a few showers on our Doppler radar here. We can see filling in all across the southeast, Alabama and Mississippi. We think we'll get a few more through the evening, and we'll keep those chances overnight. Right now in Columbus, we are at 73. Notice the dew point also at 73. We think we may get some fog that forms as we go through the night tonight. We'll get our temperatures down into the upper 60s, perhaps low 70s. Coming up, we'll talk more about some storms through the weekend might impact Elvis Festival. And we're going to take a look at some cooler weather that is just around the corner.
Definitely like the sound of that, Jacob. Thank you. Well, a nonprofit that helps raise money for breast cancer research and provides medical services for women is shutting down. Coleman, North Mississippi will close its Tupelo office at the end of July. The move comes after new guidelines from the national organization. Director Cindy Hale says the new guidelines could have meant funds raised locally would have gone to counties outside the North Mississippi area. She says this year's grants will be honored. Then she is hopeful others in the community will help those who received the grants.
That is definitely something that weighs heavily on our minds, but we also know that we have a giving community, and it would be great if the community would embrace our grantees and help fill the gap for them.
The largest fundraiser for Coleman, North Mississippi is the annual Race for the Cure, held every October in downtown Tupelo. With city elections less than a week away, some Columbus City Council candidates did a little last-minute campaigning. Ward 5 incumbent Stephen Jones and his opponent, former firefighter Mark Ward, talked experience and vision at today's meeting of the Columbus Exchange Club. Both candidates say if elected, they plan to hit the ground running.
Help solve our crime issue as far as prevention and education in the schools with our children, and after-school programs and the neighborhood watch programs. So I don't only come up with a problem, but I also have some solutions.
Well, just take a look around Ward 5. You can see the improvements of Ward 5, I think. And, you know, if they like the improvements that they see, then you go out and you make a decision based on that.
The general election is June 6th. Well, it was a day of food, fellowship, fun, and information for members of the Four-County Electric Power Association. The cooperative held its annual meeting today at EMCC's Mayhew campus. Activities included a health fair and information on Four County's programs, services, and equipment. Public Relations Manager John Turner says the event is a great way for the utility to show appreciation to its members.
We're a member-owned electric cooperative, so once a year we have board of directors election, and we also invite our members out to, again, to have a chance to fellowship with us, to answer any questions that they have, to basically show our appreciation for these folks that are owners of our cooperative.
A business session included financial reports and elections to the board of directors.
We got some showers that were in the area tonight for the Elvis Festival. We think we'll get some more scattered storms on the day on Friday as well as Saturday. Coming up, we'll break down the chances for storms through the weekend, and again, we'll talk some cool weather.